So I've been a fan of BTS for a while now, since like the I Need You era, I would say. And they've always gotten criticism over their vocals over the years, but even more so recently because of how popular they are now. I feel like BTS's vocalists have already proven themselves to be very talented and good at what they do. And they all have their individual strengths and weaknesses, like any group, any vocalist in any group. And so I've been thinking a lot about just vocalists in general in K-pop and in these groups. And with BTS specifically, I think Jungkook, JK, has a very like stable, reliable, like consistent voice. Even if he's doing really intense choreography, he still sounds good, still sounds like relatively stable. And I think he's one of those vocalists who you could just ask to sing anytime, anywhere, and he'll sound good for the most part. But even like the most talented singers, the most talented vocalists will have their off days, whether it's like their throat condition or their in-ears or the acoustics or the sound system, the mixing, whatever it is. Sometimes something can be off and it can mess up their voice. So they might not sound as good as they usually do. Looking at Jimin specifically, I think Jimin has a very delicate voice to where if he's doing really intense choreography, his voice might not be as stable as JK's. I think his voice really shines when he's in a more controlled setting, like in the studio or like in an acoustic environment, where he can really focus on just his vocals. I think that's when he sounds really good. Similar to like Jin and V. I think Jin is really impressive because he wasn't really a vocalist before he joined BTS, I'm pretty sure. Like he didn't sing. I think he had to actually train to be as good of a vocalist as he is now, which I think is really, really impressive. And he does have a very strong voice. And then I was looking at V, and I was thinking that V is in a very tricky position in the group because he has a very low, deep sort of baritone voice compared to the other members. Jin, JK, and Jimin, they all are kind of like in the higher end of the vocal range compared to V. I guess JK and Jin can also hit those lower notes, but for the most part, they're kind of in the higher end. And so V is kind of the outlier where he has to kind of adjust his voice to match the other members on a track. And I think this can be like a difficult position to be in. And if you've ever tried to make like your own song, you would know that sometimes your voice just doesn't match the track, whether like you're a vocalist or a rapper or whatever. Sometimes you just can't get your voice to match, no matter how much you try to adjust. So what a lot of artists will do and producers is they'll go in and they'll change like the pitch of the song, so like an octave down or octave higher. They'll like change the key of the song to match the vocalist better. I'm not like an expert with music theory or anything like that, so I don't know if I'm using the right terms, but they can do that. They can go in and like actually change the key of the song, of the instrumental or the beat, to better match the vocalist. That way you're not really straining your voice to like match the instrumental or the beat. You can kind of sing at like a comfortable level, how you normally would, and it sounds more natural.